Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Hi, everybody. Listening to The Thing Is. I'm Shannon. Thanks for coming back to join us.
Do you like ghostin'? Do you have fights and do you have bad dates? Do you like ghostin'?
Oh, the thing is, oh, the thing is, oh, the thing is, oh.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Shannon. You're listening to The Thing Is. Ding. Oh, I actually do have a bell.
We're in it.
Wait. I have a bell.
Wow.
We're here
You're
live at the
listening to The
second
Thing Is.
pandemic. We're streaming live.
Thanks for coming back to join us. I apologize to the listeners that we're doing this through StreamYard. I'm having to babysit a cat that was just had surgery yesterday, so I have to keep my eyes on her at every moment. But I didn't want to miss a show, so we're doing it this way. And because of that, we get to have an amazing guest on the show that has not been on the show before.
Who's coming?
It is a comedian and host of several podcasts, and I hope that these are all currently active podcasts. Deep Waters, Cash Daddies, Broken Simulation, of course, Tinfoil Hat. It is the one and only Sam Tripoli. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. You should give the bell to the cat in case he needs you.
Oh, that's a good point.
Let the cat have the bell.
He would love it. I actually have a camera on him in the next room so I can kind of watch him and see what he's doing. This is her. Sorry, she's in the next room.
Man, I got a pug and it was like pissing weird, and they were like, it's $5,000. I'm like, I don't have a pug anymore. No, I took care of it, but yeah, I mean, they know they got you.
Yes.
By the balls when your animal's hurting, and they're just like $5,000 for a dog, like the smallest dog you've ever seen in your life, too.
And they're always like, they always make you so scared about what's wrong. They're like, it's probably cancer. Like, we probably have to do $10,000 worth of tests before we fix whatever it is.
Oh, it's the worst. And then you get that insurance. That seems stupid and unreliable.
Agreed, but I actually did get it for the first time when I got these two pair of kittens. When I adopted them online, I got the option to get the MetLife insurance, and I haven't filed the claim yet, so I don't want to jinx myself, but it does appear it's going to cover 85% of the surgery cost, but we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You don't see any gay guys shooting fucking pet insurance CEOs, so
that's true.
They must be treating people well.
It's true. All right.
We're going to send a gay man to prison. That sounds like Disneyland.
You think Diddy's having a good time in prison, Sam?
Oh, he's having the best time, and he's got a fucking root on him too, dude. My buddy's a celebrity. Oh, he's got a hog, dude.
Oh yeah, nice.
My buddy's a celebrity sex tape broker, and he showed me the video, and it's just, it's not a baby's arm; it's a grown man's arm.
Veiny, circumcised.
I didn't look that hard at it. I was just in awe of it.
Damn. Okay, you're straight. I get you, brother. We don't look.
We don't go. Oh, let me look at this fucking vein like I'm on Waze.
Sorry, that's my fault. Dude. Let me drink my coffee.
Good for him. You would think that somebody that was blessed with so much wouldn't make the decision to ruin everything so hardly.
Unless he knows there's more men there than anywhere else.
There you go. They say he's with Luigi Mangione right now.
That's who? That's who did the shooting.
He's next to Luigi, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They must be having the best time.
Wild gay sex.
Postpone my fucking trial for about a year. We're going to chill.
Maybe that's what this whole thing is. He like jumped the shark. He leaked something about himself and was like, you know what? I've done everything else. I haven't done tons of prison sex. So I'm just going to put myself in there just for the experience. I like that idea.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think outside the box.
Literally.
Yeah. Baby oil. I wonder how much baby oil is in the prison.
Here's my TV show I want to pitch. Gay guys on Viagra trying vagina for the first time.
Whoa.
I don't hate it. You could do it like Sam Hyde style.
Yeah,
like
there you go. See what you're missing out on. You think butt stuff's best? You haven't tried vajayjay.
It's a new kind of conversion therapy.
Yeah, there we go. We're flipping, dude.
All right, we're going to jump into our segments now. Usually the first question that we ask new guests on the show is for you to tell us a story about either your worst date experience or weirdest sexual experience.
Okay, so I have a couple things. First one is when I was a young man, not in my relationship right now. I used to be good looking, stunning, and I could pull it. I didn't get any action in high school. Then I went to college and it was just chaos. So I moved to LA and like very early on, go to this bar. I'm hanging out. I'm a crippling alcoholic at the time. And I meet these 3 chicks at a bar. And for some reason, they all like me. I don't know what it is. And so I bring them back to my house and I'm trying to make stories happen here. I'm trying to set high scores. 3 chicks at once, stacking them like Price is Right Punch Out, just hitting holes for cash and prizes. And
good reference.
So thank you. I'm a 80s 90s kid that stayed home.
Pre Drew Carey, because Drew Carey doesn't play that game anymore.
Hold on, Drew Carey doesn't play Punch Out.
I've never seen. I watch Price is Right all the time. And I've never seen that game. They still got Klinko and they got the little Mountaineer, but they don't have the punch one. That's
ridiculous. He's the best because like he's kind of like progressive now, but he used to just bang real dolls all the time. Do you guys remember that? Like he had 100 real dolls.
Yeah.
And he was just knocking the bottom out. He's like, I'm gonna keep all this sitcom money to myself.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I bring these girls home. I start fooling around with one, and then while the other 2 rob my house. They're just robbing my house, cash prizes. This is back when I forget what it was an old school video game, stole all my video games and then just rushed into the room, grabbed her and ran. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I go outside and they've just cleaned out my whole house.
Wow.
So you got.
I got robbed. And it's like, the joke is that if they would have all just fooled around with me, I would just gave them that shit. It's like a foursome, dude.
Yeah. So, but sex actually did happen with one of them.
Yes.
And enough of like how far into it would you say that they rushed her out?
Like after I got done, they heard my mating call.
So that's not maybe worst case scenario.
They knew Daddy was done, so it's time to go grab and get out.
At the N64.
I wonder if they Rochambeau'd who'd had to hit it.
Which one did you take
the cute one? Here's what I know about women. Like I used to go on the road with Sebastian Maniscalco. We were both like we would flip who would headline, and he just played an arena and I just played a gay bar in Jacksonville, so we're both doing great. I sold it out. But the point is we used to go on the road, and this is before he's married, and there would always be 2 chicks. And we had a rule where like we would let the hot one pick which one they wanted, and then the other guy would jump on the grenade, no matter what the other one looked like. And I remember we were in Vegas, and we were in La Jolla one time, and there was like a hot one, and then there was one with all forehead, just a giant big screen on her forehead.
Nice.
And the hot one picked me. I don't know, man. She's regretting that today. And and just you hook up and it just sounded like I was stabbing her the whole time when she was going. And then at the end, she grabbed him and they left. And he was like, dude, what were you doing in there? I'm like making love hard.
Was he upset with you? Was he like, why'd you make
No. We were cool, dude. Sebastian's cool, laid back. He's really cool.
What you thought I said?
He's really cool.
I'd say with this robbery situation, of all the terrible things that have happened, you hear about all like the Cardi B stuff where they just like drug the guy, take him for all they got. Sometimes the people end up getting killed accidentally because of the drug overdose or whatever. You actually got to have sex to completion, and then you just lost some video games.
I got to tell the story. Yeah. I got to live to tell the story that 3 hairdressers robbed me while I knocked the bottom out of it.
Not terrible.
That's great. Yeah, it's crazy.
Was there a 4th one that Sebastian took down?
Thank God. I would have no furniture left if they had a 4th one.
Okay.
They were progressively getting worse. So if you had a 4th one, she'd be like a enforcer in a roller derby team, just throwing couches on her back, going down the stairs. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's getting crazy. And listen, if you ever want to know who runs society, the Cardi B story is the best example of who runs society, and that is women. Because if it was flipped the other way, and we've heard guys drugging women, they're doing hard time. True. The other way, it's like women are like, yeah, I drugged him. And everyone's like, you go, girl. Like, nobody cares.
Put it on fucking Tubi. Yeah.
Yeah. And the movie Gone Girl is a great example. Like, the fact that anyone celebrated that movie, it just lets you know how psychotic women are.
Which brings us back to gays on Viagra. These women need to get fucked.
by gay
white
men.
Gay men.
I used to. There's a comic who's really. She's a writer now, but her name is Kelly Kirsten. She used to have the best jokes about how bisexual men are the best in bed.
Really?
That they're just crazy people, and it was the funniest joke.
I don't have any experience with that. I don't think so.
Have you? Well, you probably hooked up with a bi guy. You just don't know it.
I get. I don't know. It could be. We keep losing.
I think they're just super horny people that just want to hit holes and ask questions later.
Could be. I have one more question about your robbery story.
Yeah.
Did it happen on like your last night of the weekend while you were in town, or did you have another show to do after?
It was in LA when I lived there. Am I allowed to be on the New York podcast with the LA hat on? Are we allowed to do that?
It's fine. Don't worry. I balanced it out.
Respect. Turbo bats all day.
Okay. Yeah.
So did you ever see those girls again?
Never. I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, give me back my games at least. You stole cash and games. And you didn't fool around me. If you all fooled around me, I'll take you right now to the store and buy you some more games. But the fact that you didn't give me anything, well, you gave me ass, so I'll take it. But
do you think they would have stopped and be like, yo, we can go to GameStop if we just put everything down and chill?
Yeah, I should have said that. If you guys are cool, this could work out for you.
Damn, son. They could have went to Target. They fucked up.
I like how Target wasn't a thing back then. Target wasn't a thing back then.
The Wiz? Was it the Wiz or?
It was, what would we have? Fries out in LA. We had Fries. We just closed our last Fries, which sucks, in Burbank. So that was it. And then there was like Radio Shack was still going down the street. I would take them right to Radio Shack.
Solid.
So you are currently in a relationship, Sam?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
We have twins?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you come to meet your current girlfriend?
Super funny story. Like, there was a manager at the Comedy Store that brought this famous video director to the Comedy Store, and he brought his producer. His name was Wayne Isham, and he brought his producer. And then there was another comic. They actually brought them to watch this other comic named Jimmy Schubert, and he was late for his show. So I went up, and I had this whole bit about Kobe Bryant rape, and she just thought I was the one. And we've been together ever since.
What a love story.
I had this great rape joke about Kobe Bryant. It's not his fault. She's 19. You can't say no to 19-year-old pussy. Am I allowed to say pussy on a fuck? On
you
your
say
show?
Pussy, but you can drop as many rapes as you like.
Perfect. Yeah. So, and then we've been together ever since, and like she's kind of like she's great because she's a go-getter, and she's she acts as my manager. So it's like we do this thing called send in the Jew. Anytime I need to get some shit done on a contract, I send in the pit bull, and she just rips dicks, and I get everything I want. Because as an artist, you'll just go in there and be like, we'll give you a ham sandwich for the weekend. You're like, take it, because you just want a gig.
Mm-hmm.
But then you send in a suit, and they just talk different to each other. They have a different lingo that we don't know about as an artist. So you send in the Jew, and they just rip dicks, dude.
Nice. It's like when two AIs talk together.
Yeah. We don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. It's Jew on Jew crime, and then it gets it done, and then I walk out with a loot of cash. But she was great because she kind of changed the game in LA, because like when we were first starting, like I was living check to check, and because she did music videos, and she used to have to find out ways to make more money to make the video done. She would come up with ways to do some kind of sponsorship. So at the time, like, I got picked up at the Comedy Store during the dead period, which was like Mitzi was still there, but she wasn't there. So it was like this, everyone calls it the dark period, but it's the greatest time ever in comedy, because it was like the inmates ran the asylum. And so you could literally go up and bomb it with dignity. You could like work on shit. And like everybody that was there during that period is doing like, they're all on Netflix, or everyone but me, but they're all on Netflix, and they're all on, they're all crushing it, because you could go up there. The industry hated the Comedy Store at that time, so you didn't have to worry about anyone being in the crowd, and you could bomb with dignity, dude. Just a beautiful, beautiful bomb. You could try new shit, and it was really great. And then like the main room, which is like the most gorgeous room in LA for comedy, was dead. Like 6 nights there was 5 nights a week. There was a Mobit on Mondays, and then there was a Saturday night show. That was it. So we decided to start doing the show that I used to do back in the day called The Naughty Show, which was like this multimedia adult variety show. Because when I got to LA, everybody wanted to do like fucking Seinfeld. It was like, what's up with this? It was just like observational garbage, right? And I was like, I'm a drug addict, sex addict, drug addict, alcoholic. Like, I want to talk about all the weird shit I'm getting into. But I would go up and people would stare at me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to create the show where I have adult film stars on. I did a show called the Vivid Video Comedy Night, and I just crushed. And I was always like, you just got to find your crowd, right? So I go, okay, this is my crowd, people who are just degenerates, right? So I go, I'm going to do a show. They stopped doing a show. I'm like, I got to keep doing a show. So I do the Naughty Show. And I knew that if I put adult film stars in the show, all the prudes would not come to the show. And dude, we were doing at the Improv in Hollywood, and we would just have insane nights. Like my apartment was literally 2 blocks away, and we would do New Year's Eve numbers and alcohol sales. I would hear the bar talking about it. I'd be like, dude, oh my God, we're fucking killing it. We're doing New Year's Eve numbers. And it was just the greatest time ever. But the reason I bring that up is because Dana came up with ways to add sponsors to the flyers, add all this stuff. So we generated even more money, because back in the day, the door deals in LA were garbage. You couldn't make any money. So the Comedy Store was so desperate, they give you the door, and you were just making hand over fist at that point.
Nice. Were you in active addiction, both addictions, when you met your chick?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
And are you still?
I'm sober.
Okay.
So how
long? In December will be 5 years.
Wow, awesome.
So she's with you through battling through sex addiction.
Oh yeah.
So she's got stories.
Oh, dude, she's gonna write a book, and I'm fucked. I'm fucked. It's gonna be a pop-up book, and I am fucked.
You don't have to say any names, but did you ever bang one of your hero?
I never banged a porn star because I have 6 inches on its fucking tippy toes, and I didn't want them to laugh at me. I mean, these girls are taking on black snakes and savages, dude. You know, it was really crazy because like somehow Tara Patrick got on, because I did a podcast to promote the live show. And so this is how long ago it was. I was doing podcasts in Red Band's apartment. That's where Death Squad started. So we did shows in his side room. And someone goes, hey man, I can get you Tara Patrick if you want to get her on the show. I go, yeah, fuck yeah. She shows up. She's the most beautiful human being I've ever seen in my life. And she's just a fucking savage. And I'm like, would you like to do my live show? She goes, yeah, because I got Tara Patrick. Somehow Belladonna finds out, and I get her on the show. Then I get Belladonna. By the way, Belladonna's out of the fucking industry, right?
Seen her forever, dude.
Living a normal life, trying to act like she doesn't have super.
I got her deep on my mom's computer, dude. Deep in the LimeWire.
Belladonna. It was so funny. My buddy, who's like super religious now, we had to hunt down porn back in my day. Because I grew up in upstate New York, Cortland, which is like a beautiful city full of scumbags, and you know, these degenerates would just throw their porn out in the trash, and we would just find all this pornography.
Wow.
And so the first one was Tori Wells, who was like the first extremely hot chick to do pornography. And then it just ratcheted up. And then, you know, obviously Belladonna is a legend, and she did the show. And then somehow I got Jenna Hayes, and then she did the show. And then it was just off. It was like running. And so we started
trash porn to your own fucking show with the elite.
With the Mount Rushmore. There's a real argument that at least 2 out of the 3 are on Mount Rushmore.
You could go take a break or get something to eat at this point if you like.
Yeah,
we're diving deep into the porno.
Sorry, but the whole point is that I've been with her forever, and she just is really smart at how to figure out to find new ways to generate cash inflow.
That's beautiful. Overall, beautiful story.
Overall, the crippling sex addiction adds a little darkness to it.
What a beautiful story.
Well, in any rom-com, you know, there is the moment of like it's probably not going to work, and without that moment, the whole story isn't fun.
Yeah, we love each other. You know, obviously we've been together for a long time. You get into those moments of like the old couple where they just like. I remember I had an aunt and uncle Uncle Lou and Aunt Joanne, and they would just rip each other. And later on, I realized I had that in me for comedy. You know, it's like when I was a kid, we were fighting up until about 8th grade, and then all of a sudden we stopped fighting. We just started ripping each other like verbally, and what hurt you as a kid becomes probably your superpower later on. And so I remember the first time I just annihilated a heckler, and I bombed earlier in the day at UNLV. I bombed so hard, and a friend came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you should get back." He was out in New York City, and he'd moved to Vegas. He's like, "You should try go up again. You should do this comedy show over here tonight." I go, "You go up twice in a day?" I was like, "Let's fucking go." So I go there, and this fucking toothy mechanic just steps up, and I just ripped this guy a new asshole. And I felt like that moment in the Matrix where Neo was like, "I am the one," boom, and I just felt it, and I'm like, "This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life is just curb stomp hecklers." And and then you go to the Comedy Store, and the reason Comedy Store comics are so great is because we don't have a host. So you have to file whatever just went on stage. So if Joey Diaz just annihilated people, you have to walk up on stage and file that. And you find out a lot. Okay, there we go. Go around, go around, go around. You have to, hey, here we go. There we go. Yeah, you find out a lot about yourself at that point. So it's interesting. It's fun too. I love it. There you go.
Okay.
Take it.
We're gonna switch
Get the fuck
segments.
out of here. No, thank you.
Daddy, I haven't eaten in 14 hours.
Get out of here.
Daddy,
I'm doing dick jokes right now.
someone is stealing all the cash and games, Daddy.
Get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna switch over to our next segment, which is bad things.
Bad things with you.
This is the part where we talk about fight stories, physical altercations. If you've been in more than one, then the most memorable fight that you've been in.
I talk a lot of shit, but I don't get fight. But when I did fight, I got my ass beat all the time, dude. All the time. I remember the only time I really severely got my ass beat was when I lived in Vegas, and the next door neighbor was this fucking cholo who had problems with everybody. And one day I was drunk, and I just jumped out of my car. I go, "Let's go, motherfucker." And him and his brother just beat the shit out of me. And I remember the problem with me is like, I always remember when I do get punched, I don't feel anything. It's just weird. I get adrenaline and I don't feel the punches. I become like Homer Simpson. Do you remember that episode where you just get punched by everybody and never feel it? That's how I felt. And so this guy's just clocking me. I'm like, dude, I don't even feel this. I have like superpowers. And I looked up the next day, fucking raccoon eyes, fucking just beat the shit out of myself. I'm not a big fighter. I'm a big stop a fight guy. I'm back in the day when people stop fights, like I have kids now, and as soon as they're ready, they're getting in jiu-jitsu and Thai boxing, so they don't get their asses beat by black chicks at school, because nobody stops fights anymore. It's always like fucking, world star, right? And they're just filming the whole shit. Watch my daughters just get murked by LaQuisha. Not happening.
Yeah.
So, is it possible that you weren't feeling the punches because you were high on multiple substances?
Well, it's my stages of use changed over time. Like I started with alcohol, and I was never good with alcohol. I just was always a bad drunk because I just was an insecure dude. And then I found cocaine, and I just loved coke. Every time I did blow, I felt like Motley Crue in the Girls video. I'm like, I'm a rock star, I'm just a stud. And I had this weird thing with my dick where it's like, I'm the only one that get rock hard on fucking coke. Like everyone else gets coke dick, and I'm just fucking full on action. So it was like the worst superpower ever is to get fucking hard on coke.
You probably hit 6.5 on coke, believe it or not.
Yeah, probably, dude. Yeah. Probably. It was angry, right? So I would hit that. And then I always say when I'm in recovery that like crystal meth cured me of my coke problem. And then I started doing speed a lot. And then it's just chaos.
What is speed?
Speed is like if you took everything that you hated about cocaine and removed it. And then now you got, don't do it. It's the worst. And whenever you get a problem with it, everyone's like, you're never going to quit it, because, I go to therapists and they'll be like, oh, good luck with that, because crystal speed high is a reality that normal reality can't compete with. Like everything is just amplified in the best possible way, so that's
Yeah.
it.
Is there a chance you owed those two cholos money, perhaps?
No, they were just assholes.
They're just asshole cholos that need to get out of the
Asshole
country.
cholos who just fucking teed off on me. And I deserved that. I was a fucking idiot that night, but yeah, get my ass beat.
And for a situation where addressing a heckler in a crowd gets out of hand.
Oh
and
yeah, I've been in those fights for sure. All the time. I have this great story. It's a true story. There was a comic that's no longer with us. He's been gone for like 12, 13 years named Angelo Bowers. And he was before Twitter. And I always think, like, I always say Mitch Hedberg would have been great on Twitter, which I'm sure. But Angelo Bowers would have been.
Is this Josh Adam Myers' best friend?
Yeah. He was great. And I took him on his first road gig. I take everybody on their first road gig, or I get them into it, and then they go on to be millionaires. And I'm like, hey, what about me? But I mean, I'm crushing it. But so I gotta keep telling myself that. So anyways, there's this little place called Dana Point, and there was this Irish bar that had comedy like once every 2 weeks or so. And I asked Angelo Bowers, you want to go on the road with me, do a gig? He's like, oh, this is my first road gig, right? And I tell this story in one of my specials. But so we go down to Dana Point, we go to this Irish bar, and Angelo's on stage, and this, I mean, stunningly gorgeous woman is heckling him. Like, she is drop dead gorgeous. She's totally heckling him. And what I do when I'm headlining, I'll just watch the room for hecklers, and then just start loading up ammunition. So by the time I get on stage, I can just annihilate these people. So I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, if this chick talks to me, I'm going to light her the fuck up. So I go up on stage. I'm doing stand-up. She starts heckling me, and I start just fucking go. And so she walks up to me, and she starts turning her back to me and her gorgeous ass, and she starts acting like she's going to flash me. And I go, don't let your ass cash. Don't let your ass write a check. Your ass can't cash. She goes, you don't think I'll do it? I go, I know you won't do it. She goes, lay down. I go, what? She goes, lay down. I go, what are you doing? She goes, lay down. So I lay down, hand to God. She pulls her pants all the way down and sits on my face. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? I was wild back in the day. So she gets up. I'm laughing my ass up. All of a sudden, her lesbian friend jumps up and fucking pushes me. I'm like, easy, dude. She goes, what'd you call me, dude? I go, calm down, dude. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, her white male friend jumps up and white knights, grabs me in the head and starts punching me in the face. I can't stop laughing. And I'm doing play-by-play as he's beat me up. I never give up the mic. I just got jumped like a fucking 2 months ago at the Ha Cafe. I never give up the mic, and I just do play-by-play. So he's beating the shit. He's like punching me in the face. I can't feel anything. I'm laughing my ass off. They break it up. I go to the back, hand to God. All the chicks in the bar just surround me, staring at me like I'm like chocolate cake. And I was like, that's the greatest night ever. So I do get in fights with hecklers. It happens all the fucking time. I have this pronoun bit that went kind of viral about my pronouns are like real, and people fucking lose it. They fucking lose it. And so it blows up. I do Dallas, and I do this club, and they're like, yeah, we didn't really advertise you this weekend. I go, what are we doing here? So the room isn't that packed, but there's just angry black couple there. This angry black couple, and they're not laughing at everything. And I know when somebody's there for alternative reasons, and I murk all them. I murk fucking all these dudes. I'm crazy, dude. I'll run off stage and fucking grab you. And this happened a couple times. So I'm doing stand up. They're so negative that all the energy is being sucked to them. And I'm like, dude, are you here for something else? And someone goes, do your pronoun bit. I'm like, if we do it, it's about to pop off. They're like, do it. So I do it. And this dude gets up, and he's no taller than 4'10". I'm like, you're sending leprechauns to come fight me right now? Little black pygmies are fighting me right now. And the craziest thing is, like, every time I get jumped, the room is all my fans. And I have like savages for fans. I couldn't ask for a better group of people to show me love for what I do. And they always just get jumped immediately and shot out. And there's this kind of thing going on in comedy right now where sometimes these comedy clubs don't want to have bouncers. And I just think that's the worst idea ever, especially in this day of like YouTube where everyone comments all the time and they just think that stand-ups like that, they can comment in real time. So yeah, that happened. I was in Buffalo one time and this fucking troll sent his fans to my show, and this chick, so I'm taking pictures with fans. I'm always on alert that some could pop off. And this chick, she's the last one. She grabs me, take a picture, and she whispers something. And I hear what she says, but I'm like, what? Just to buy time. I go, what? I know exactly what she said. She goes to say it again. Bang! I grab her fucking phone and I fucking hold her like this with her, like you remember it was like the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons when like the big guy would hold the little guy and the little guy would just start swinging. That's the whole thing. The problem is everyone witnessed what was happening, so I got off with it. But these fucking little dudes, they don't understand it's like real things. So you're walking into the land of the wild things. This isn't the internet.
What did she whisper to you?
I don't want to say it because
Oh,
it says
okay.
the guy's name, but you know, I don't want to give him any. And he lives for that shit. But yeah,
And then another question:
I've shown up to people's houses before.
What?
I don't fuck around, dog.
like commenters?
Yeah, I fucked up. I showed up to a troll's house and studio because he talked about my kids.
And then what happened?
He wouldn't come outside.
Oh. And then did it stop him from
I'll beat
talking
the
shit?
fuck out of a wheelchair guy. You talk about my kids, I'll beat the fuck out of you. You're gonna put another handicap into that fucking category. You're gonna get parking even closer to the front door if you talk about my kids.
Did it stop him from trolling you?
No, God did. He's going through diseases right now.
Sam, can I ask you a
And I'll
question?
piss on his grave when he's dead. He thinks I'm joking.
Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead.
As soon as I find out where that fucking gravesite is, I'm gonna piss all over it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live stream it too.
You hear that, Gino Biscotti?
No, I love Gino. He's coming out. I can't wait to put him up in the main room and have him drop an M-bomb right in the middle of the fucking thing and watch everybody fucking melt.
He's got a couple pronoun bits for sure.
Yeah, he's got, dude, he used that as a noun, a verb, and an adjective in the same joke.
Quick question: the incident with the sitting on your face, did that happen to have been recorded?
No, because if I had recorded it, I would be playing arenas right now. And that's why that never happens to me. Whenever the magic happens, I forget to record.
Was there a smell that was on your face?
Yeah, it's called victory.
Nice.
Daddy's winning, dude. She was a LA 10.
Nice, dude.
Like she had just broken up with her boyfriend. She was obviously getting worked by the lesbian.
Yeah. Nice.
And it was one of the most gorgeous creatures I've ever seen in my life.
So, like, did she think she was punishing you by sitting on your face?
Yep. Yeah. It was pink lemonade, Doc.
Incredible. Tremendous, dude.
Yeah, dude, we were crazy back in the day. Like, it was a wonderful time to do comedy. I think today's a great time to do comedy too, in terms of like getting your career going. But in terms of just being a scumbag, it was a great time to do comedy. Everyone was having a great time. There used to be women at the Comedy Store that would pretend like they're comedians. They were just chuckle fuckers and they would just light everybody up. And there's a famous story. I'm not going to say her name because she's trying to walk the path of the Lord right now, but there's a famous story about this famous, gorgeous chick at the Comedy Store. And one night, somebody walks into the manager's office at the Comedy Store, and they see that Black Chris, the manager, is watching the security cams. And they're like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm watching Ari get his dick sucked. So they just watch Ari get blown on camera. Well, word spreads, right? Word spreads, and everyone starts doing math because she hooked up with a bunch of dudes that night. And at the end of the night, it was up to 5. She hooked up with 5 guys that night. The funniest part is and I found out it was number 4. So at the end of the night, this famous actor's at the Comedy Store. And he was one of the hobbits from the Hobbit movies.
Nice.
And so he sees this chick and he's like, I'm in love with you. And he takes her and he's like driving around and he's taking pictures
Rudy?
with her. Like,
Was it
what?
Rudy? Was it
No, it
Rudy?
wasn't Rudy. It wasn't Rudy. It wasn't Rudy. It was
Okay,
one of the
sorry.
other guys.
Okay.
And he's taking pictures like, I found love tonight. I'm in love with this woman. She's so divine. And dog, she'd gotten sauced all night. God bless her. Ask Josh Adam Myers about that night. I think he was number 3.
She had a little Scooby Daddle all over her mouth.
Dude, the coke was flowing and it was great. It was the best time ever. The place was empty.
Juice.
Yeah, Ari kicked off the party that night.
That sounds incredible, dude.
Dude, it was the best. I mean, like, it was the best. And there'll never be a time like that ever again. There will never be a time that a major comedy club surrounded by 10 hotels has an owner that isn't paying attention. And just people could just be crazy. And now, full disclosure, I was running and gunning the whole time while all my friends were focusing on their careers and they went on to play theaters. And again, I played a gay bar in Jacksonville. But I got great stories. I always say in recovery meetings when I'm sharing that, I tried to set a high score in a game nobody else was playing because I thought it was rock and roll, and it's just stupid, but it's great.
Last question. What was the most, and you don't have to talk about it, but what was the most recent physical altercation that you've been in?
Oh, I got a guy ran up on stage at the Ha and grabbed me, and the whole room just descended on this motherfucker.
Was it because he? Sorry.
That's
Was
okay.
it because?
Is that cat all right?
No,
Like that cat just lost one of its lives. Are you sure?
Was that a demon? That
Yeah, what
sounds
just
pretty
happened?
wild.
Yeah, we just did a operation. It was a
I can't remember the question.
He can't
got
meow
poltergeist in him.
Wait, I can't think of the question I was going to ask.
So the guy you were asking the guy. Well, I don't know what this question was. I can tell you the story. I had this whole.
I remember. I do.
Okay.
I remember. Okay, so was the guy attacking you because because he didn't like the joke you told, or were you already having a back and forth?
No. So he didn't like the jokes I told. So the Ha Cafe is a great comedy club. It's a lot of fun, right? But it can be a little bit of Roadhouse. And I learned this a little after. So it's kind of like, I always say it looks like a New York City club if it was in outer space. That's kind of what the Ha Cafe looks like. And so the lineup goes, Terry, the owner, always sets the lineup, and then the comics all fight where they're going to go. And I wasn't paying attention. So I got bumped a little later. So I go up and I'm doing stand up and I'm talking about AI deepfake porn and how women are so scared of it because they can take your face, put it on a fucking porno, and now you're just taking on 10 black dicks on a plane and you're fighting for your life. So I go to this guy in the crowd who's with his girlfriend, and I think they're Latinos, but they're both light-skinned blacks. Now, if you talk to any black people, they'll always tell you the most militant blacks are the light-skinned blacks.
Yeah.
It's never dark-skinned ones outside of Godfrey. You know, the rest of them.
Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey's it. And Godfrey's one of the best to ever do it. He's on that list of guys I think is like should be way bigger than they are, even though he's huge. So I thought this guy was Latino. So I thought, okay, that would be funny. Let's have a good time. I wouldn't do that to, a black couple because I know how to play the game. But it turns out he's light skinned. So, anyways, I do that bit. That table, a little laughs. Everyone else, great time because it's literally all my fans. I had walked in and everyone's like, "Dude, I love your podcast." I'm like, "Oh, it's a home court advantage right now. They're all my fans, so I can go a little harder." So I go a little harder than I normally do at the Ha Cafe because I know they're all there and they know who I am. So I end on this bit about how I don't say certain words because I know it pisses people off. I don't call black people the M word. I don't call special needs the R word. I don't call women the C word unless they're being one. So I have this, before I do that, I have this whole bit about how everybody's, it's my big ending bit. And I go through every group of people and talk about how they're and why they're, I go through the whole gamut of people. I hit everybody. And then I go into this bit I just told you about words I don't say. So I don't even get to the end of that bit. I don't call black people the M word. I don't call special needs people the R word. I don't call women the C word unless they're being one. He goes, get the fuck off stage. I go, what? He goes, get the fuck off stage. I go, I'm not getting off stage. Now I'm doing 20 minutes more. And he goes, nah, get the fuck off stage. I go, dude, I'm not leaving the stage. I'm doing 20 more minutes now. I'll take you off the stage. I go, I don't give a fuck what you do. And he goes, okay. And he walks to me. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to get banned from this club. I'm never going to be able to play here again. And that's all I'm thinking. It's like, I just don't want to get banned. Can I de-escalate this thing? I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Calm down. It's a joke. Calm down. And he comes and grabs me. And then the entire club descends on this dude, grabs him, throws him around. And this guy's such a scumbag. This Latino, who's a huge fan of mine, goes and pushes the guy. He fucking throws her, and the whole bar extends and they kick him out. So that was the last time I had something. That was about 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like when you press, people get upset, you know, because a lot of people like simple comedy, which I totally get in these crazy times, but you got to be you, and everyone else was having a great time.
It's just funny how seldom it happens that people are like, oh, this isn't for me. I'll get up and walk away and not cause a whole thing.
That's how it should be. Like, you know, when you get into cancel culture and all that, the extent of your protest should be, I'm not listening to you. I'm not paying attention to you. You're not a comic for me. That should be the extent of it. It shouldn't be like, oh, let me go physically assault you, because, and this is why I'm really like pushing this N-word shit, is because, you know, you saw that guy in Philadelphia, a black guy walks by him, and there's a guy and his girlfriend, and this black guy walks past them, and then he stops, turns around, walks back, and stabs the dude to death. And the chick won't give the cops any fucking description of the guy because she doesn't want to feed in racial stereotypes. And I'm like, now we're getting to the point where words are more dangerous than violence. And that's the whole thing. You got that kid stabbed in Texas. It's so dumb. It's just, and it's like, for the longest time, I don't know, you know, you can say whatever you want about Twitter. A lot of people hate Twitter. I love Twitter. It's not perfect. There's things that if you could get rid of the bots, I think you'd see all the toxicity go away. But, you know, the Twitter is, to me, the greatest, outside of maybe 4chan, which has its own weird thing, but the greatest town hall where everyone can you present an idea and you instantly find out what people think about it. And, you know, for me, it's just like, we have, you know, political correctness is just like, oh my God, these words are worse than violence. And I'm just like, dude, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm at a place where I don't believe in protected classes. I don't believe in special classes. I think everyone should be open to criticism and jokes. If you do stupid shit, we should all be able to talk about it. And this notion that, oh, because something happened to you a long time ago, you're shielded from being a I don't agree with any of that. So I just think, so I put this new video out by this legit coin called Dollar Fat. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's fat niggas in space.
Black guys on the island.
Oh yeah. This one was in the gym, and all they do is eat and stare at snow bunnies.
Yeah.
So I've learned that social media promotes you if you're doing dumb, dangerous, violent, or you're going to piss people off. That's how you promote. That's how you blow up on social media. I mean, maybe if you're like like comedy's really becoming about demographic mascots. Like, you know, it's like you see these guys playing arenas and it's just like all their people show up, which I respect. Like anyone that can sell a ticket, God bless you. That's what I say. I want everyone to make money. But, you know, if you can't, like, oh, I'm Latino, all these Latinos come out, or oh, I'm Indian, all these Indians come out. The way to blow up are one of those four things. You do dumb, which is like stupid comedy, or like chicks shaking their tits. Dangerous, you know, which is like putting your life in fucking peril, and everyone's like, I can't believe you did that. Violent, where you just go up and clock somebody. I just watched this fucking video on CVS where this black security guard just clocks this black grandma, and she takes the punch like I've never seen anyone take it. That video blows up. Or if you piss people off. And, you know, Leonardo Joni is fucking great at that. She just knows how to piss everybody off, and all of her videos go huge. Yeah, they cancel her, but they're only making her bigger every time they cancel her. So those are the ways you fucking blow up. So when my pronoun bit blew up, I realized why, because there were so many angry people. But that was like a year and a half ago. Now I put out Fans in Space, and like there's like 2 negative comments. The rest are all like, "This is the most hilarious shit I've ever seen." So I think personally everything's getting better.
Wait, what do you mean you put it out? You created that?
No. I know who created it, but I put out the video on my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was expecting the comments to be both good and bad, but it was mostly super positive, which I'm like, okay, we're growing, we're healing.
Yeah.
America is healing.
Yeah.
To go back to really quickly, just something it made me think of when you were talking about that chick in Philly who didn't want to identify the attacker because she didn't want to give any like racially identifying things. I actually saw that. I watched a lot of body cam footage, and so I actually saw that happen. There was this white chick. She was she was super intoxicated. She was in a hotel, and the cops come, and the cop is black. She's a little white lady. And he's like, "Well, who attacked you?" And she's like, "I can't say it to you." And he's like, he's like, what are you saying? She's like, "I need to talk to a white cop." And she's talking to the white cop, and she's like, "No, I'm on camera right now, so I don't want to say things like African American or whatever." And it was like an hour-long thing where she just wouldn't give any identifying characteristics because she didn't want to be on camera saying that somebody was black who attacked her.
Yeah, it's so dumb. There's no logic to it.
I think she deserved to be attacked. Is what it sounds like.
So too.
It sounds like she deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the black cop didn't punch her.
All right, we're going to go over to our final segment now, which is scary things. This is part of the show we talk about weird, creepy, unexplainable, possibly paranormal experiences. This is anything from like a dream that came true, a sleep paralysis experience, all the way to hearing a disembodied voice or seeing an apparition. Anything that in the moment freaked you out that you couldn't explain.
Yeah, there's a couple things that happened to me. First of all, when I was a kid, I believe my house had like, I come from psychics, my family psychic, my grandma's psychic. My cousin, you can hand him an object and he can tell you the history of the object just by holding it. We have a baby in our family that sees dead people. So we've been told that. Yeah, we have a psychic baby that sees dead people.
Nice.
So when I was really young, there was like a lot of mysticism happening in my house. Like there was a hat that could make shit disappear, and then the hat disappeared. It was very weird. And then one night I had a babysitter over named Debbie Sinaccio, and she was babysitting me and my brother, and there were just these knocks on the window, and when we went outside, there was nobody there. There's nobody there anywhere, just knocking on the window. It was very fucking creepy, and it's always stuck with me that, that house is weird. Like I would have dreams outside of myself where the memory of the dream is me seeing me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it went forever. Like I'm still remember the dream I had where I just watched myself walk into the living room, and it just stops there. Just walk, but it's outside myself.
Do you believe that like outer body experiences are a thing?
Well, yeah, I believe in all that stuff.
Have you like read up on it and then like done the practices to try to do that again as an adult?
No, I've not tried to do any of that shit. It scares the shit out of me.
Okay.
Leaving my body and then I can't get back in. See, I believe there's an argument for that ghosts and spirits and all that stuff are basically what happens when you have a violent death and the transfer of your soul to the universe gets knocked off track and it kind of gets stuck between here and there. And that's why you see like ghosts. They just and they're always from a violent death. Nobody dies in their sleep and haunts you. It's always like, I got murked, I got murdered, I died in the train tracks, whatever it is. And that's a violent death that stops the transfer of your soul energy to source. And then there's also some arguments that ghosts could also be like old programs from the simulation that's just still running, like these old programs. So there's that.
Okay, so in the line of thinking that whenever a ghost is seen, it's somebody, like a trapped soul that didn't like make it back to the universe. Is there a way for that trapped soul to like reconcile its like issue and eventually join back, or are they just stuck for eternity?
I think there are ways for it to. I don't know the specifics of that, but I think there are religious and spiritual practices that can help get them back to source. That's my belief. I don't think they're trapped here. I think they just need somebody to lead them back to the light in a way that just will do the transfers for them. So I do believe there are acts that you can do that.
And then, so your family members that are psychics, is it psychic as in can tell the future, or are there members that, aside from the baby, that can communicate with the dead?
Well, my grandmother used to be the neighborhood psychic. She'd read the tea leaves for everybody around. I don't know if anyone in my family, I mean, outside the baby, that can see the dead or predict the future. I know my cousin can tell you the past. But I don't know anybody that I've only had this conversation with maybe one cousin who told me all about my aunt, and my other cousin that is the brother to the person I was having the conversation with. She told me everything. She told me that he has psychic powers and that our grandmother had psychic powers and all that stuff, which lines up. I believe that the reason my Tinfoil Hat podcast does so well is because I have psychic abilities. And I've talked to psychics about this, about playing out the tape, like a situation. Let's say an event will happen, and I'll be like, I'll play the tape out in my head about what I think is going to happen, and then so many times it's accurate. What the event. So in a weird way, that could be the future. I don't have the good power about the lotto numbers or anything like that, but I have the ability to tell you how this probably will play out based on my abilities reading energy. I'm really good at reading energy. Like, I'll do stand up and I'll look at a guy and tell him exactly what his job is, and he's like, holy shit, how do you know that? I just do that all the time.
Can you do it here with Figs and I? Can
No,
you
I
tell us
cannot.
something about us?
So I've had this theory that most of your new weaponry that you see coming from the government, they've hardwired mysticism. So like when you ask me, can I do this to you? And I'm like, I tense up, that kind of fucks up the action, right? Like I'm like, oh, I gotta perform now. It's like this weird thought that comes to my head. I just say it and hope it's right, and then it turns out most of the time it's right. So when I talk about like this next gen weaponry that we have and what they're using is straight out of like Marvel comic. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking like direct energy weapons. We're talking weather manipulation. There's talks about like that they have like time traveling technology. Like all that is like hardwired mysticism that they've been working on for thousands of years to replicate, because the key is, can you replicate it at any time, all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And since they've been doing it so long, they found a way to replicate it, shooting lasers, energy weapons, reading, voice to skull is very famous technology. Now they put voices in your head. Your phone reads your thoughts. So you think a thought and suddenly an ad comes up for it. Like all that shit is like hardwired mysticism.
Yeah. Were you ever around the baby when the baby saw a dead?
No, I just heard from the baby's grandma.
Gotcha.
And I don't know like this is the psychic telling the grandma and the dad that the baby sees dead people.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens if their pineal gland doesn't calcify, because kids tend to be more psychic when they're born. And as they get older, through all the chemicals we give them, their pineal gland calcifies and they start to lose. Like babies have a lot of past life memories of their past lives and stuff like that. So they remember where they came from.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about my past lives, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be some Russian whore with fat milkers who just fucked everybody in the village. Like I know that's going to be my past life.
I know you said that you're good at reading people, reading energies. And I also know you said that perhaps the technology that we're in nowadays, it doesn't allow you to do that. But if you had to guess which one of us, me or Shannon, was a light-skinned black, which one would you guess?
Oh, shit. That's a hard one. Shannon looks like she could be a lot of things. She could be Jewish. She could be like Puerto Rican. She could be, I mean, like you are really a chameleon, depending on like, you could murder somebody and then look totally different the next day and just talk to the cops about what you witnessed. You're like, yeah, I saw her. She was like a light-skinned black chick with long blonde hair. And then you could totally walk away.
It's worked out so far.
Congratulations on that. Like somebody gave me someone wants to give me a phone that nobody can follow. It's like a ghost phone. And I'm like, you're basically giving people technology to murder people because they always get you by your cell phone pinging off the fucking towers. Now you're just giving them ability to kill people without anybody fucking watching.
Yeah.
I do have more questions, but I know that you have a hard out, which we're approaching. And I just want to make sure we have some time to do some plugs. And we'd love to have you back on again because I feel like
I have one more ghost story. Can I tell you the ghost story real quick?
Please.
So when I was at the Comedy Store, I've been there 20 something years. I don't go there as much as I used to. But I used to go there all the time. And so I started doing the Naughty Show at the Comedy Store. And this is before like everybody started advertising on like social media and all that shit about their shows. So I would just put up giant posters all over the Comedy Store. And one day I have a Naughty Show coming up. I go to the main room, and this was back when it was dead. And it was just Jeffrey Ross and a couple of roast writers in the main room writing. So I say hi to them. They say hi. I go to the lobby of the main room, and I try to put up this poster, but I can't because I need tape. I can't use the tacks. So I run to the Rite Aid that's really close, or I forget which I go. I either go to Rite Aid or the Pink Dot near the Comedy Store. I run there, I come back, and I go back and this is maybe 10 minutes. I come back, and I go in the main room. It's still Jeff, all the writers. And I walk through the main room, and it's totally empty except for Jeff and his writers. I walk in the lobby. Now it's dark. The lobby is dark. And I go, hey, did somebody come in here and turn off the light? They go, we didn't see anybody come in. I'm like, okay. So I go to the main room. I go to the lobby, and it's completely dark except for this white, bright light, like the brightest white light I've ever seen in my life. And it's just a strip. I'd say it's about 3-4 inches, half my dick, right? Bang. So it's going right down the wall. And I'm just trying to study where this light is coming from. I can't find the light source to this light because the only light source in the lobby is from the glass window down the stairs, down to the bottom of the entrance to the main room, which would mean the light would have to bounce off all the pictures and somehow hit it bright white. So I'm just staring at this white light, and hand to God, this black fucking image just passes right in front of the light. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I just run off, dude. And that was the second time I've seen a haunting at the Comedy Store.
Whoa.
I can't hear you.
Shannon, you're muted.
Sorry. I was trying to get away from the background noise. There have been I think you're the third person to tell a Comedy Store story here. Yeah. It does seem like it really is haunted. But so is there a chance if that was a reflection that somebody could have just walked past where it was coming from? Or it's too bright that it just couldn't have been a reflection?
So bright.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how that bright of a light could just reflect off lights like that. I just don't in that form of a strip.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be like more like just spread across an area than just a very specific area.
So now in like the two realms, like we were discussing before, that you said that you think that ghosts are either something left over after a terrible death or something kind of like a residual haunting where it's just an imprint of energy.
Or it could be archons. The other thing is an archon.
I don't know.
The three possibilities, I think, are either spirits that didn't transfer over, old programs in the simulation, and then the final one is the archons. Those are the ones who are kind of running the realm that we're in. Like they keep it going. When you die, they say you go, and everyone has a different experience. Some people, it's 29 days in darkness. Everyone has it. You show up, you see everything you ever did wrong, and you kind of got to feel it. You kind of got to feel what you did, so you know what they went through. That's kind of what the whole theory is. And then there's this theory that, like, when you're done with that, you'll see your dead relatives, and they'll tell you to go into the light, and you're not supposed to go into the light because that gets you reborn into what some people think is a prison planet, or I think it's a haunted house. I think there's certain areas of this place that's meant to be haunted, that if you're born into it, it's because you're dealing with some crazy shit. Now, I don't think that means anyone there needs to be hurt or murdered or anything like that, but I just think some areas, no, you learn their history, they're always in turmoil, they're always in war, they're always bombing, like ghettos, right? Ghettos are always ghettos because they're just, I believe, a haunted area of this realm. So now they are going back to the archons run the realm. They're kind of like the fallen angels, or they're demonic, and they basically keep us in line and keep us and try to get us to be reborn, because the theory is that this is like some kind of realm and we are the batteries that run the realm. That's our energy, and there's these energy vampires that just eat our anxiety, so everything's cranked up now. Everything's negative on YouTube, everything's negative on Twitter, everything's negative, and it's to raise your anxiety because they feed off that shit.
Are we a creation of them?
I don't think it depends on what theory you do. The Gnostics believe that this being called, if you want to get into a funny thing, the first feminist ever was Sophia, and Sophia was the feminine part of God. There's a male part in the duality of God. And the feminist, Sophia, was like, I don't need a man, right? And she decides to create life without the male part. And it was created, what was created was the demiurge. And she realized very quickly she had fucked up. It's like single mothers. And the demiurge saw his reflection, thought he wanted to be God. So he created this realm, but he couldn't keep it going. So he asked for help. And they created us, which are the batteries for this realm that keep it going.
Okay. And then, so with them being evil, is there, sorry?
Was that weird? Yeah.
No,
I'm just telling you what's out there.
No, that's what this is all about. And then just last question, can you get, like, if they are controlling us, can we get away from them, out of their control?
So when you die, right, and your grandma's like, hey, come to light, punch your grandma, like as hard as you fucking can. Just punch her and say, fuck off. And I'm not going. But the whole theory is, if you listen to, like, I think it's the Canaanites, I think that's who it is. But they'll tell you, when they tell you go in light, tell them you want to go back to source. I don't want to keep repeating this. I'm done playing this, and I just want to go back to source. And they're gonna run all this crazy shit on you, and you just got to go through it and go, no, I'm done. I want to go back home. And that's what they say you're supposed to do.
It's kind of like sovereign citizens when they get arrested and they just keep saying, I don't consent, over and over and over again.
Yeah, but the difference is the judges don't listen to sovereign citizens.
It's true.
You know, there are no rule of law anymore. There's so many laws that nobody follows. So, yeah, I mean, you could try that, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell the archons you no longer want to participate, and you go back to source.
Got it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it now. I'm sorry that we went a little bit over. We're going to do a quick...
weirdest show you've ever done?
No.
No. One of the best. One of the best.
So much fun. I really appreciate your time. We'll do a quick round of plugs, and we'll let you go. What would you like to plug, Sam?
SamTripoli.com. It has all my dates, and you can click and you'll find all my videos, all my premium contents there. I'm putting out like 3 episodes a week on there. I got a new, believe it or not, I got a children's book, my second issue, or comic books coming out, called The Chaos Twins. It's, you know, when you have kids, you start watching entertainment, you realize they're trying to program these little fuckers. So you kind of want, parents always got to watch this shit. I remember my kids were on YouTube, and some grown ass man in his like 40s was trying to teach kids witchcraft. I'm like, okay, enough of that. So I wanted to create content that the parents didn't have to worry about anything. They could just, it teaches kids kind of about conspiracies and all that stuff. It's called The Chaos Twins, and our second issue is coming out. We're excited about that. And yeah, my special called Why Is Everybody Getting Quiet? You can find it on like YouTube, Twitter, samtripoli.com. I'm about to put on a crowd work special called Potty Mouth. That's about to come out. And just check out my content. You know, I'm super shadow banned. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm shadow banned on YouTube and Instagram. But, you know, if you go on Twitter, they kind of let daddy dance. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Thank you. Figs?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime. I love you guys.
No, you're the man, dude.
Anytime you're in LA, let me know.
Hell yeah. Do you come to New York often?
I'm going to come out. I want to do Legion of Skanks Luz keeps asking me to come out. It's just, my kids are at that age where they're just super fun, so it's like I'm kind of trying to enjoy that while it lasts instead of like, being gone all the time. So the podcast does really well, which allows me to stay home. So I go on the road twice a week. I'm taking off May from doing the road to fix some stuff, but I might come out to New York and then try to do Leading Skanks and a bunch of the other podcasts.
Fuck yeah. If you do Legion of Skanks, we'll run into each other because that's at the stand and I'm there almost every night.
I would love that, dude. That'd be
Hell yeah.
great. Pleasure to meet you, man.
You too,
I've
man.
seen your clips. You're super funny.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, buddy. Hell
No
yeah.
problem, dude. Go Dodgers.
Yeah.
Your plugs, Figs.
Oh no, at Comic Mike Figs. You already know. Follow the Instagram page. The Thing Is Ding. Make sure if you're watching this and you're a new watcher, come to the Instagram page and support the show. And besides that, at Comic Mike Figs, you'll see all the dates and everything there.
Awesome. You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982. Wherever you watch the show, you can also watch it live. Not for free. You can watch it live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern at gasdigital.com. Use promo code TTI. You will get a discount on your subscription. You get access to every single episode of this show we've ever done, every episode of every show on the Gas Digital Network, including Legion of Skanks, the SDR show. We talked about In God Free We Trust, all those shows, all in your subscription. Thousands of hours of entertainment, all ad-free and uncut. So check that out. If you have a story to submit for bad dates, bad things, or scary things, send it into the Thing Is podcast@gmail.com to be featured on the show. And check out our YouTube premiere every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can hang out in the dinner table, the live chat. One or multiple Gas Digital members are usually there while we watch the premiere. And that's it. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Real quick,
Thanks.
one last thing. So check out my podcast, Tinfoil Hat. It's the OG of conspiracy podcast. And I do a podcast with a comic from New York called Howie Dewey. And we do Cash Daddies. It's a great way. Buy the dip. And check out Broken Simulation and Conspiracy Social Club. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Follow Sam, everybody. Thank you, Sam, so much for being on the show.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, man. Bye.